You feel it, don't you? That deep, bone-weary exhaustion. You've held the light through the darkest nights. You've sent love across the silent miles. You've waited, you've healed, you've broken, and you've pieced yourself back together again and again. The twin flame journey has asked for everything, and you've given it all. But what if the next step, that final awaited stage of reunion, isn't about giving more? What if it's not about waiting any longer? The big secret, the spiritual perspective that shifts everything, is that the power to unlock this final stage was never in his hands. It's always been resting, waiting, and building inside your own heart. For so long, the spiritual story has been about holding space, being patient, and enduring the separation until the divine masculine awakens. But a profound shift seems to be happening, one that many spiritual guides suggest is being amplified by the potent energies of years like 2025. The paradigm is changing from passive waiting to sovereign embodiment. A popular belief in this space is that the final stage hinges on one partner's energy. And according to the spiritual framework of this connection, the divine feminine is the one who leads energetically. This isn't a movement of chasing. It's an internal shift so powerful, it feels like it rewrites the energetic laws of the connection. It's the realization that she was never meant to be the lifeline, desperately trying to save him. She was always destined to become the lighthouse, the storm of the lifeline. Let's be honest about the journey so far. It's been a storm, a relentless cycle of intoxicating connection, followed by shattering silence. The push and pull, the runner and chaser dance. It's a choreography that has left the divine feminine feeling utterly depleted. In this dynamic, she often takes on the role of the energetic lifeline. She pours her love, her healing, her hope into the connection, trying to keep it afloat across the chasm of separation. She studies the bond, deciphers the signs, and does the heavy lifting of healing the shared wounds that come to the surface. This is a familiar and painful story. The divine feminine, who in many spiritual beliefs awakens to the connection first, often finds herself in a state of constant anticipation. She feels the telepathic connection, the heart pulls, the sense of their energy even miles apart, and so she waits. She holds the faith for both of them. She sends love to quiet his fears and light to illuminate his path. But this role, born from pure love, has a shadow side. It can create an energetic codependency. She becomes so focused on his healing and his return that she accidentally abandons the most important person in the equation, herself. The universe, in its wisdom, doesn't reward this dynamic forever. The pain of being a lifeline is a signal. It's a divine alarm bell telling you that this way of holding the connection has reached its limit. The exhaustion you feel isn't a sign the connection is failing. It's a sign that your role in it is meant to evolve. You're being called out of the storm and into your power. You're being called to stop being the lifeline he clings to and to start being the lighthouse that guides him home. The turning of the tide, from lifeline to lighthouse. This is the turning point. This is the moment the divine feminine understands that her power isn't in what she sends to him, but in the light she cultivates within herself. The shift from lifeline to lighthouse is the most profound act of faith she will ever undertake. Imagine a ship lost at sea in a storm. The lifeline is thrown from the shore, a desperate attempt to pull the ship in. It requires constant tension, and if the line snaps, the connection is lost. The energy is frantic, needy, and rooted in fear. This is the energy of chasing, of fixing, of trying to manage the bond from the outside. Now, imagine a lighthouse. It doesn't chase ships. It doesn't scream at them to come to shore. It simply has one job: to stand tall, anchor itself deep into the earth, and shine. It's a beacon of unwavering strength and steadfast truth. Its light isn't a plea, it's a statement. I am here. This is the way home. The ships can then choose to navigate by its light. The power of the lighthouse is in its stillness and its commitment to its own purpose, which is simply to be light. This metaphor is the core of the final stage. The spiritual work is no longer about healing him. It's about her becoming so whole, so radiantly anchored in her own self-love, that her very existence becomes the guiding light. Her freedom becomes his mirror. This isn't giving up on the connection. It is the ultimate act of trusting it. It's a declaration to the universe that says, I love him, but I choose myself first. I trust that by becoming the fullest version of myself, all that is meant for me will find its way home. Illuminating the path. The spiritual framework of the final stage. To really embrace this shift, we have to move beyond metaphor and into the spiritual ideas that many believe govern this unique bond. Understanding why. Many teachings say the feminine holds the key, is what gives you the strength to turn it. The divine blueprint, the architect and the builder. Within many spiritual traditions, the twin flame connection is said to have an energetic blueprint, like a divine plan for the union. The divine feminine, embodying the heart-centered energy, is often seen as the keeper of this blueprint. She is the architect. She holds the vision and the frequency of what the healed union is meant to look like. This blueprint is an energetic signature made of her self-worth, her healed wounds, and her alignment with her soul's purpose. The divine masculine, seen as the action-oriented energy, is the builder. His role in this framework is to take that energetic blueprint and manifest it in the physical world. The catch is, he can only build what he can see. If the blueprint she's sending is blurry, filled with neediness, impatience, or fear, the structure he builds will be unstable. This can show up as more running, confusion, and separation. But when the divine feminine dedicates herself to clarifying that blueprint by healing her wounds and living with joy and purpose, she transmits a clear and stable energetic design. Her frequency becomes a powerful signal he can finally receive. This is why her inner work is considered paramount. She isn't just healing for herself, she's polishing the very blueprint of their shared destiny. The heart of the union. Healing the shared energetic field. Some spiritual concepts describe twin flames as two bodies connected by a shared energetic field. What affects one, energetically affects the other. Throughout the journey, the divine feminine is often more consciously aware of this field and its turbulence. She feels the collective pain and the deep-seated wounds that need to be cleared. For a while, she might believe her job is to heal his part of the field by sending him healing energy. But that's the lifeline mentality. The lighthouse understands a deeper idea. She can only truly heal the part of the field that lives within her. By relentlessly focusing on healing her own abandonment wounds, she helps neutralize that frequency in their shared field. By learning to validate herself, she heals the part of the connection that was seeking it externally. Her healing isn't selfish. It's often called the most profound act of service to the union. Every time she sets a boundary to honor her worth or chooses self-love over fear, it's believed she sends a healing ripple across their shared consciousness. She leads the way by healing herself first. The paradox of surrender, sovereignty as a magnet. Here lies the great paradox of the journey. You get what you want by letting go of the need for it. The energy of chasing and wanting can create a repellent frequency. It subconsciously signals to the masculine, "You are my source of happiness, and I'm incomplete without you." This pressure often triggers his deepest fears, causing him to run. The final stage requires a radical shift into sovereignty. Sovereignty is the deep, inner knowing that you are whole on your own. Your happiness and purpose are not dependent on another person. When the divine feminine truly embodies this, she takes him off the pedestal. She stops looking to him as her savior and becomes her own. This is the ultimate surrender. It's releasing the outcome and trusting the universe completely. Paradoxically, this act of letting go is incredibly magnetic. The masculine is no longer running from the pressure of her need. He is drawn to the radiance of her wholeness. Her sovereign energy sends a new message. I am whole, and I would be happy to share my wholeness with you, but I do not need you for it. This freedom is what he has been unconsciously craving. Her sovereignty gives him the energetic permission to finally stop running and begin his own journey back to her, navigating the final stage. Practical, energetic guidance. Knowing the why is the foundation, but the how is where things change. This final stage is an active process of turning spiritual theory into your lived reality. From the waiting room to the throne room. For much of the journey, the feminine lives in an energetic waiting room. Every thought is filtered through when he comes back. This stage calls you to leave that waiting room for good and take a seat on the throne of your own life. This means you stop putting your life on hold. Take the trip, start the business, write the book. Make choices because they are aligned with the queen you are becoming. Not as a strategy to get him back. When you begin to reign over your own kingdom, your energy, your happiness, your purpose, you stop vibrating at the frequency of waiting and start vibrating at the frequency of fulfillment. This is the frequency of union. Union isn't two halves making a whole. It's two whole individuals meeting to share their abundance. The power of aligned action and sacred boundaries. Action is required in this stage, but it's not about sending a text or forcing a talk. It's about taking aligned action in your own life that shows your new level of self-worth. One of the most powerful actions is setting sacred boundaries. Boundaries are the physical proof of self-love. A boundary says, I love myself enough to no longer accept anything that doesn't feel right. This means no longer accepting breadcrumbs of attention or participating in hot and cold games. It means communicating your truth with love and firmness, not as an ultimatum, but as a declaration of your standards. When the divine masculine is pulled back to your lighthouse energy, he can't return to the old dynamic. Your new frequency won't allow it. By setting healthy boundaries, you aren't punishing him. You're teaching him how to love you. You are providing the safe, stable structure where a healed union can finally be built. Trusting the divine timing and the cosmic support. As you embody this sovereign, lighthouse energy, A deep peace will begin to settle in. You'll start to see that the separation had a purpose. It wasn't a punishment. It was a crucible designed to forge you into this empowered version of yourself. You'll come to trust that your divine masculine is on his own journey, facing his own lessons. His silence is not a rejection of you. It's often a requirement for his own growth. Spiritual teachers and astrologers often point to certain periods, like the energetic shifts predicted for 2025, as being particularly potent for this kind of transformation, a time when the universe supports this final alignment. Whether you believe in specific timelines or not, the principle is the same. Trust the process. Let go of the how and the when. Your job isn't to orchestrate the reunion. Your job is to become so magnetic, so full of your own light, that the reunion becomes the natural, inevitable next step. The twin flame journey, in its highest expression, was never about waiting for someone else to complete you. It was a divinely orchestrated and often painful journey designed to force you to come home to yourself. It was an assignment to make you see that you were whole all along. He was simply the catalyst, the mirror who showed you every place you weren't yet loving yourself completely. The key to union has been in your hands the whole time. It was never a key to his heart. It was the key to your own. By choosing yourself, healing yourself, and becoming the sovereign ruler of your own life, you don't just transform your side of the connection. You transform the whole thing. You stop being a participant in a painful cycle and become the conscious creator of a new reality. You are the lighthouse. You are the beacon. You are the portal through which true, divine union is born. Stand tall, anchored deep, and shine. Not for him, but for you. And watch as the universe rearranges itself to match your light. If this message resonates deep in your soul and you're ready to step out of the waiting room and into your power, affirm it with the collective. Go to the comments and write, "I am the lighthouse." By declaring it, you anchor this new truth into your reality. And if you want to continue receiving guidance on your journey back to wholeness and divine love, be sure to subscribe and join this community of rising souls. You are not alone.